Hello students, welcome to Meso Study. So in the today's session, we will be talking about one of the most deadly problem, that is a cancer. So the topic of today's class is cancer. Every day cancer cases are increasing. The reason is that we are exposed to so many agents that causes cancer. In this class, we will be talking about what exactly cancer is, what are the different causes of cancer, what are the different consequences of cancer, what are the different types of cancer, how to treat cancer. So that I will be discussing in today's session. When we talk about a cancer, cancer is an unproliferative growth of cell, uncontrolled growth of cells. In this, the cell, they keep on divide. When the cell keep on divide from one cell to two, two to four, and this thing happens. So there is a formation of a mass of cells which we call it as a cancer. There are various stages of cancer, benign as well as malignant. Benign means they are restricted to one particular place. Malignant means they are metastasizing to various places. So these are the two types of cancer that I will be discussing today. So when we talk about a normal cell, each and every cell has a capability to divide. That we all know. But nature has given a very important you can say a thing by which a cell, each and everything which is formed on this earth crust, that has to die. So the fate is already decided. But in case of cancer, the scenario is little opposite. In this case, the cell which is formed, some modification occur within their genome, due to which the cell escape the process of apoptosis. Apoptosis is what? Apoptosis is a programmed cell death. That means a cell always live. That particular cell is always living. There is no replacement. There is no replacement in the sense that cell doesn't show the process of aging. Right? This is a cancerous. Various reasons of the cancers are there. Sometimes coal tar as a reason, sometimes cigarettes. The people used to take cigarette, and that smoke also leads to cancer. Similarly, cadmium oxides is there, nickel chromium compounds are there. Not only these, certain radiations are also there. And these radiation, either ionizing or non-ionizing radiations, these radiation causes cancer. Similarly, when we talk about certain biological agents such as oncogenic viruses are there, and these viruses also causes cancer, right? What they do, they causes a difference, or you can say they causes a change within their genome, due to which the gene, or two type of genes are there. One is called as a tumor suppressor gene, other is called as a proto-oncogene. Changes happen within these two particular type of gene. What are the changes happen, that I'll discuss, right? So let's start the today's session with the definition of cancer. First of all, cancer is what? Cancer is uncontrolled growth of cells. Uncontrolled growth of cells. Uncontrolled growth of cell is there. Even these are those type of cells which do not show apoptosis. No apoptosis. No apoptosis, or what is apoptosis? Apoptosis is programmed cell death. So no programmed cell death. Programmed cell death. No cell death is there. Means cancer cells are those cells which are immortal. So can I write it as immortal? Immortal cells are there. So they remain alive throughout their life. One more process is there, that is called as a contact inhibition. Whereas that leads to formation of a unilayer, for example epithelium layer. Contact inhibition is that process in which the surrounding cells or the neighboring cell do not allow a further growth of nearby cells. That is called as a contact inhibition. The cancerous cells, they escape the process of contact inhibition. No contact inhibition. No contact inhibition. So on an average, on a general definition, these are the 3 points which you have to mention. If a definition of a cancer come, hope you can combine all of these 3 words, right? Let's talk about a type of cancer. Types of cancer. There are various types of cancer, but on a broadly basis, we classify cancer into 2 types. One is called as a benign cancer. One is called as a benign benign cancer. Benign means they are localized to one particular place only. That means it doesn't metastasize. Localize to a place, and that particular place they undergo rapid division and undergo rapid division. This is called as a benign tumor or benign cancer. That means one particular place is there and it is very easy to eradicate such type of cancer. Let's talk about a second type. You must have heard of a malignant tumor. Malignant tumor. Malignant tumor is that tumor which doesn't remain at one particular place, rather than they metastasize. Now, here the metastasize means they do not remain to one particular place. They are migrating to some other places as well. And they migrate to other places with the help of blood. With the help of blood, they migrate to other place. Blood that help in migration. When such type of condition, when such type of tumor, such type of cancer arises, it becomes very difficult to eradicate. Right? If cancer is detected in early stages, that is in the benign tumor type, it is easy to eradicate because they are present at one particular position only. So, with the help of chemotherapy, immunotherapy, surgery, such type of things, we can easily eradicate these type of cancers. Whereas, when they metastasize to some other region, it becomes very difficult to metastasize. Now, question arises, I have already discussed that these are the uncontrolled growth of cells. That means one cell is there and that one cell form the second cell form the third cell form the fourth, and this is how a group of cells they are formed. Obviously, they need nutrition as well. Then how do they get such type of nutrition? The nutrition they get with the help of angiogenesis. They show a very good process that is called as a angiogenesis, that is a formation of blood vessels. They have an inherent capability to form this angiogenesis, due to which whatever the normal cell which is present over there, they are devoid of food and these cancerous cells gets all the food. And they show the process which is called as a angiogenesis. So, angiogenesis is also one of the property of the cancer cell. Nowadays, it becomes very difficult to identify the cancer cell because they escape from our immune system. Our immune system cannot detect a certain type of cancers, due to which the still various research is going on this direction. A very beautiful work, a very innovative work is going on this direction of alpha interferons that I will discuss in the today's session. So, these are the two type of cancer. Hope the two type of cancers are clear to you. This is malignant. This is malignant. Right? Benign cancer and the malignant cancer. Now we were discussing about the causes of cancer. Let's discuss about causes of cancer. Causes of cancer. First of all, I will be discussing about certain chemicals which causes cancer. Let's discuss about the first, that is a chemical which causes cancer. Like I have discussed, various chemicals are there which causes cancer. Let's first talk about soot. You must have heard of a soot. Soot is that one which causes two type of cancer. One is a lung cancer and second is a skin cancer. So, soot causes skin cancer plus lung cancer. Right? Now, let's talk about, you can take an example of a coal tar. Coal tar. Coal tar also causes cancer, that is of a lung cancer. Lung cancer. What is the scientific name of coal tar? That is 3,4-benzopyrene. So, just for the knowledge I am telling you, 3,4-benzopyrene. This causes a type of a lung cancer. Now let's talk about another, that is a cigarette smoke. Cigarette smoke. Cigarette smoke also causes lung cancer. Lung cancer. There are further various type of cancers, etc. For example, nickel and chromium compounds. Nickel and chromium compounds are there. I'll discuss. Similarly, we have a mustard gas. Mustard gas. Similarly, you can take an example of asbestos. You can take one example. Let's take an example of a liver cancer, that is aflatoxin. Aflatoxin. These causes liver cancer. Liver cancer. Whereas above all these three, they causes lung cancer. Lung cancer. Right. So we have discussed about the causes of cancer, and first of all I have discussed about the chemical which causes cancer. Starting from a soot, coal tar, cigarettes, nickel and the chromium compounds, mustard, asbestos, aflatoxin, all of these they causes certain type of cancer that I have given you a list of it. Right. Now let's talk about some more agent. Let's talk about, come at this side, let's talk about physical agents. Physical agents. This is the second one. Physical agents are also there which causes cancer. For example, radiations are there. These radiation, whenever they penetrate, these radiation causes a changes within the structure of a DNA. When the structure of DNA is changed, that means the whole nucleotide sequence is changed. Nucleotide sequence are changed, that means the reading frame is shift. Reading frame changes there. Reading frame changes there, that means the chances that whatever protein which has to be formed, now that protein will not form. Instead, some other protein will be formed, and that protein, maybe that protein is carcinogenic, or that do not allow apoptosis, or that particular cell will escape the process of apoptosis or the contact inhibition, or whatever you call it as. Sometimes various genes are also affected. For example, you can take an example of tumor suppressor and the proto-oncogenes. So let's first write about the physical agents, then I'll talk about these two genes. So physical agents, there are two types of radiations such as ionizing radiation and non-ionizing radiation. Ionizing radiations are there, and second is the non-ionizing radiation. Non-ionizing radiation. In the chemistry, you must have heard of these two types of radiations, right? Let's talk about the examples. For example, the gamma rays in case of ionizing radiation, and X-rays. This causes a distortion in the structure of DNA, due to which the protein which has to form will not form. Similarly, the non-ionizing radiation example is the UV rays. UV rays. So this is the second, which is called as a physical agent. Now let's talk about a third. Third, let's take an example of biological agents. Biological agents. So what are these biological agents? Bio means living things are there. In this, certain oncogenic viruses are there. So let's talk about them. Oncogenic viruses. Oncogenic viruses. One more thing I would like to discuss. The study of cancer is called as a oncology. You must have seen the departments in the hospitals. Oncology, wherever oncology is written in, that is a department in various hospitals. So this is how you have to remember things. Whenever you visit, may God forbid that you don't have to visit hospitals, but sometime or whensoever when you have to visit hospitals, you can see those charts. With the help of those charts, you can remember these different departments are there. Radiology is there, urology is there, and they have some specific name, and name is given on the basis of the different departments. So when oncology is there, oncology means that department is dealing with cancers, right? That is a study of cancer, that is called as a oncology. So oncogenic viruses are there, and these oncogenic viruses, they do such type of thing. That means they help in conversion of proto-oncogene to oncogenes. Second is a tumor suppressor genes. Tumor suppressor genes. Two genes are there, very important. The name of gene, you don't need to do the name of genes. And tumor suppressor genes, there is a loss of function. So there is a conversion in both of these. Whenever these proto-oncogene is converted into oncogene, in this case, there is a gain of function. Proto means that is, it is not active. So whenever these viruses, they act on proto-oncogene, and these are the two type of gene which are normally present inside a cell. So their name is proto-oncogene, and second is a tumor suppressor gene. Proto means they are not formed in the active form. They are in inactive form. Once inactive form is converted into active form, because of the certain mutagens or the chemical agents, biological agents and physical agents, whatsoever it is, they are converted into oncogene. That means that gene is active. That means this is a gain of function. In the second, we have is a tumor suppressor genes. These are normally present, which allow apoptosis, which allow the contact inhibition, that allow this particular mechanism. Or whenever the changes happen in the gene which code for the sequence which code for such type of gene, that means a loss of function is there. If there is a loss of function, if there is a gain of function in this particular type of gene, that leads to cancer. Cancer type condition will arise, right? So we have done about the different causes of cancer, starting from chemical agents. Next we have talked about some physical agents. Third, we have talked about certain biological agents. Now let's talk about the different types of cancer. You must have heard of carcinomas, sarcomas, adenomas, lymphomas, glioma. Each of these, they have some specific name on the basis of the cancer, that which organ do they affect. So let's talk about the types of cancer. Types of cancer. First, let's talk about a very important, the first very prevalent, that is called as a carcinoma. Carcinoma is a cancer for epithelial cell. You must have heard of a skin cell cancer. You must have heard of the breast cancer. These all come under the carcinoma category. 85% of the total cancer comes under this category. Like, people are more suffering from carcinomas rather than suffering from sarcoma or leukemia. So this is a epithelial cell. Malignant epithelial cell cancer is there. Epithelial cell cancer. For example, you can take an example of a skin cancer. You can take another example like breast cancer. All of these cancer, they come under this category. Now let's talk about a second, sarcoma. Sarcoma is a cancer of mesoderm. For mesoderm. In this, you must have heard of lymph node cancer, that comes under this category. For example, lymph node cancer. Lymph node cancer, or a bone marrow cancer, sarcoma. Let's talk about a third one. Sorry, this is not bone marrow, this is a bone, only bone cancer, right? So let's talk about a third one. You must have heard, that is a leukemias. Leukemia, it is related to blood cells. Whenever the cancer which is of blood cells, that is called as a leukemia. Blood cell cancer. Right? That is called as a leukemia. Fourth one, melanoma. Melanoma. The name itself indicates melanoma. That means some pigment cell, that is a melanin, they are involved in this. So this is related to pigment cell cancer. Pigment cell. Pigment cell. Now let's talk about adenoma. Fifth one, adenoma. Adenoma, the name itself indicates that it is related to gland cells. Gland cells cancer. Now let's talk about a sixth one. You must have heard of this sixth, lymphoma. Lymphoma, that means it is related to lymphatic system. Lymphatic system. Lymphatic system. Now let's talk about one more, glioma. Glioma are glial cell which is present in central nervous system. If the cancer is of a glial cell, they are called as a glioma. So the seventh one we have is the last one, that is a glioma. Glial cell. Glial cell, and glial cell is present where? In the central nervous system. Right? So we have talked about the types of cancers: carcinoma, sarcoma, leukemia, melanoma, this is ME, melanoma, adenoma, lymphoma, glioma. So these are the different type of cancer that should be clear to you, right? Now let's talk about, come at this side, let's talk about detection of cancer. How to detect cancer? First, we will be talking about biopsy and histopathological studies. So, detection of cancer. That means to know about where these cancer cells they are present. First of all, we will talk about a very common procedure that every doctor follows, that is called as a biopsy and histopathological studies. Biopsy and histopathological studies. Histopathological studies. Biopsy means biopsy and histopathological studies in which the cells which are suspected to be a cancerous cells, they are taken out, and normal physiology, and they are compared, and their physiology is studied, and they are compared with the normal physiology of those cells. So, suspected cancerous cells are taken out and physiology. Each cell have some physiology and the physiology is studied. I have written over here the histopathological studies. Histology is study of tissues. Those particular tissues they are taken out and later on they are studied on the basis of this particular function is happening or not. So this was the first, which is called as a biopsy and histopathological studies. Now let's talk about X-rays. On the basis of two important, you can say, the mechanisms. In this, the normal physiology and the changes in the physiology on the structure of that particular cell or the tissue is taken out, and the two processes are there. For example, we have is a CT scan, and second is the MRI. So what is CT scan? That is computed tomography. Second is called as a magnetic resonance imaging. Magnetic resonance imaging, magnetic resonance imaging, right? This is called as a MRI. On this basis, the 3D image, 3D structure of that particular tissues, they are taken out, and the changes within the structure and the physiology, they can be easily studied. Now, let's talk about a third one you must have heard, that is a normal blood and bone marrow test. Bone marrow test. Blood in the bone marrow test is given or taken for the different type of leukemias. That means this particular stage is checked, or this particular test is done so that to know about how many cells they are present. So, let's talk about a fourth surgery, or surgery we will talk about when we will talk about the different mechanism to eradicate the cancer. You can take about the antibody against specific antigen of cancer. Specific antigen of cancer, they are taken or they are used so that the cancer cells, they can be studied, that how many number of these cancer cells they are present. So, these are the various ways for the detection of cancer. Now, let us talk about the how to treat cancer, that is a treatment of cancer. We do not need to go into detail. Treatment of cancer, right. First basic procedure is called as a surgery. That means to eradicate those cancerous cells which are present. Those cells are taken out with the help of surgery. All the cells, each and every cells, they are taken out, and this is not a very good method, because normally these cells are so small that even when a single cell is left, that easily proliferate and they form again a tumor. Second, we can take an example of a radiotherapy. You must have heard of a radiotherapy. Radiotherapy. In the radiotherapy, let us take an example of iodine 131. So, 131 iodine 131 is taken, and in this case this is used to detect the thyroid cancer. Thyroid cancer. Similarly, you can take an example of a chemotherapy. So, the third one we have is a chemotherapy. Certain chemicals they are given and they basically target certain type of cancerous cells. For example, in case of leukemia, we used to give vinblastine and vincristine. Vinblastine and vincristine. This is for leukemia. Right? First, second and third. Nowadays, various work is going on in immunotherapy. These cancerous cells, they can escape the immune system of a human body. So, in this case, various research is going on to know about the function of alpha interferon. In this, the alpha interferon are given that modulate the immune system. Alpha interferon that modulate the immune system of a body, due to which the cancer cells, they can be easily targeted, right. So, this is a whole different type of cancers we have studied. How to detect the cancer, how to diagnose a cancer, we have already studied. What are the different type of cancer, we have already completed. So, hope that today's session is clear to you. We will meet in the next session. Till then, take care of yourself. Thank you students for watching this.